Hello and welcome to Steelworks number 13. On this episode we are pre-covering Vagos Metal Fest 2022, which is Portugal's largest heavy metal festival. The last 2 years saw us skip every single music show we can think of, but now that things are getting back to the way they used to, big festivals all over are happening again. Vagos Metal Fest is sanctuary to many metalheads all over the world, mostly because of Portuguese weather, but also due to this fest's strong penchant for eclecticism. It's unusual for Vagos Metal Fest not to include each year a band of each major metal subgenre, so each edition includes heavy metal, death metal, thrash metal, black metal, folk metal, grindcore, avant-garde or progressive metal, doom metal, groove metal, symphonic metal and power metal as well. However, there is also space for punk, hardcore and hard rock among others. The festival came back to life in 2016 through the hand of amazing events, and it hasn't stopped ever since, with the exception of the last 2 years. Amazing Events shared with Steelworks that 60% of the 3-day passes have already been sold, 15% of which to foreign countries, with England and Ireland leading international sales. On this video we'll be dissecting the 3 days of the festival, so sit back, enjoy the show, horns up and stay heavy. The first feature of Vagos Metal Fest's Day 1 is the Ominous Circle, Portugal's very own cavernous black and death metal band that have toured with Mayhem, promising a restless set. The hooded band relies on a savage and very heavy strain of extreme metal that will leave no one indifferent. French metalcore sensation Betraying the Martyrs are also on board. The band released their latest Silver Lining EP last April, and this is the sort of act that causes a stir at Vagos due to its energetic and groovy performance, which always means circle pit action and plenty of dust in the air.
Nothing left for you to see.
The big ones that follow are Decapitation, certainly the most revitalizing death metal band of the last 10 or so years due to its vegetarian and animal-loving stance. Even though their latest album Death Atlas was released 2 years ago, it's the band's third time in Portugal, and we do love the green death metal that Mr. Travis Ryan and company deliver, that's for sure.
Everybody to dancing floor. Get your freak on and dance like a pink flamingo. Like a pink flamingo.
After that, it's time for Norwegian Freaks Trollfest. Now, we've seen them live before, and we sincerely doubt that there's a funnier and more uncompromised live act around, so it's all eyes on the Northerners, especially since they precede Day 1's headliners, the also Norwegian heavyweights Dimmu Borgir. There's not much to say about this symphonic black metal band that hasn't been said already, but we expect no less than a ritualistic celebration of sorts delivered by one of the world's most respected extreme metal bands. With cornerstone albums like Enthroned Darkness Triumphant, Spiritual Black Dimensions, and Death Cult Armageddon, many will be those that will attend Day 1 exclusively to watch the band's performance.
It's the only notion to obey. Formula of evolution
Day 2 toasts us with the same eclectic behavior, but the real king on Friday is thrash metal. New wave Austrian black metalers Eric Kiri for the Sky start things off with some of the most emotional, but also aggressive black metal around, promising to offer its fans a great show and to impress new listeners alike. American legends Ethan are next, and are we curious to see them on their debut show in Portugal. Ethan released some of the most progressive thrash metal albums of the early 90s, but have never achieved commercial success. 2020's Empire of the Blind saw the band release a masterclass of progressive and mature, catchy thrash metal that relaunched its career, so we expect nothing short of grandeur.
This is true death metal, you bastards!
Then Dutch classic death metalers Asphyx are proof that there is no school like the old school. Although the band's first 5 records are untouchable death metal works, 2021's Necrossrows was death metal album of the year for us and one of the overall best records of the year. So welcome back Mr. Van Grunen and happy 35th anniversary. Portuguese Grandmasters Tarântula take the next slot with their classic technical heavy metal. Led by the Vagos brothers, the band is commemorating its 41st anniversary and do not seem to stop at nothing.
We have changed so fast. The years of death and dying, a tale of gripping teeth. I prey upon all the weary, eliminate the weak.
Exodus come next, and again we can say much more that hasn't been said over the last 43 years and counting. Exodus are to heavy metal what Bach or Mozart are to classical music. They're as prominent as that, as records like Bonded by Blood, Fabulous Disaster, and Pleasures of the Flesh show.
Blazing speed, brothers. You think your life's so great, don't believe what you say. Don't feel on the ground, you let your light just slip away. You're just so uncertain of your body and your soul. The promises you made, your mind goes blank and then you lose control.
They precede the Almighty Testament, who are in charge of Day 2. Chuck Billy's band has released an impressive array of solid records since it began, and when thrash was commercially dead in 1994, Low pretty much revived the band's fading career. 28 years later, the boys from Berkeley are sharper than ever, and we're dying to pay homage to one of extreme music's most celebrated sons.
Got a lot to learn, a bridge to burn, it's gonna take its toll. Pain above bridge toll. So practice what you preach. Practice what you preach.
And the last day of Vagos Metal Fest starts off with a bang with Kataklysm, Canadian death metal classics who are celebrating 40 years of breaking your ears. The band's latest Unconquered stepped up on the aggression pedal like it hadn't in years, much thanks to the insane performance of drummer Max Duhamel, and which will certainly be a sight to behold live.
Lost in the fire.
The bass slows down right after with Desire's performance. This classic Portuguese doom metal band has been around since 1994, and we fail to understand how it has never gotten the same exposure as their countrymen Moonspell or Evanwood, so good that it is. If it's your first time hearing the name, don't miss out on Desire Alive. time for Crypta, led by ex-Nervosa frontwoman Fernanda Lira. After saying farewell to Nervosa, Fernanda soon formed Crypta to a lukewarm reception, but the band has been playing its aggressive thrash death metal all over to great response. All said and done, this is your chance to hear their 2021 LP Echoes of the Soul live. The moment that most attendees are waiting for comes next with the arrival of Emperor. Emperor is such an important band that Vagos Metal Fest itself will certainly climb the festival ladder just by booking the Norwegian legends. Few other black metal bands please metal fans in general as much as Emperor, due to a flawless career that saw the band release 4 Bulletproof records. The Norsemen are playing Portugal for the first time and will deliver a varied set for nearly 2 hours, which is enough reason alone to attend the festival. Emperor will definitely be harder and harder to see live, so missing it in 2022 will be a mistake you will not want to make. The festival ends up with legendary North American band D.R.I, who created crossover thrash and polished it to perfection with albums like Thrash Zone and Four of a Kind. Besides their notorious and unmistakable logo, D.R.I's sound is also easy to recognize as they were pioneers in the genre. The band visited Portugal last time 11 years ago, so it's more than time to welcome the imbeciles back. Apart from all the bands on this episode, Vagos Metal Fest also presents 15 other national and international bands throughout the 28th, 29th and 30th of July. If you're still uncertain which metal fest to attend at such a late time and you're curious about Portugal, give Vagos Metal Fest a try. It will be your first visit of many. Free camping, quite moderate prices, the very best environment and ambience, plenty of sun, heat and the best food in the world will be waiting for you for 3 days that you'll hardly forget. That's all for now. We hope to see you in Vagos Metal Fest this year. Horns up and stay heavy.